The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Hey, Beggsy, you so lucky you have kids. You have children you could hug right now, okay? I'm Baldwin. I'm 31 and a half years old. I got a pimple. I didn't spend time with my girlfriend today, my baby, because I have to watch this game on a Saturday night. Bro, now I got Trevor hit the... Can we just press the damn button? Press it!
Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What the hell happened to the Stanley Cup contending Vancouver Canucks? The Vancouver Canucks have gone from Stanley Cup contender to mid overall and just downright atrocious on home ice. Let's get into it in this episode of Locked On Canucks. I'm Trevor Beggs, co-host of Locked On Canucks, joined as always by my co-host Kyle Bhawan. And we got fan of the show, friend of the show, more importantly, Aiden, a.k.a. Young Static. And man,
what's going on
for the Vancouver Canucks? And Young Static, how you feeling, buddy? How you doing?
I am disappointed. Nobody that is a fan should be witnessing that tonight.
Oh, man. We all did, though, man. People spent their money. Okay, again, there's children out there that went to their first Canucks game tonight. You know why they went to that game? Because they fell in love with the Canucks last April.
Yeah,
no, straight up. That's when they felt like they loved the NHL before, but I'm telling you, young people, not big fans of the Vancouver Canucks, not all of them, okay? Not the hockey-loving community out here that's at that age, up until, again, last year because their home team was finally winning.
Yeah.
So they're going to these games. December, early Christmas gift, $250 minimum a pop. A pop. Speaking of pop, you want some Coke at the game? $18 a pint of Coca-Cola, okay? I don't know if that math is correct, but it feels like that. And what's happening? No effort. Okay, Aiden, Young Static, maybe drop a poem later on after this rant. And Trevor Beggs, you go after Aiden. Bro, it's to me, it's not about the wins and losses. It's literally about the effort, which is so concerning because we're at game 30. There's been a lot of storylines here, the whole Demko thing and the whole, again, this is home ice. This is your fortress. And again, we just saw an embarrassing performance. One that showed absolutely no care. What's going on here?
Well, I think, again, I said it off the top. The Vancouver Canucks were supposed to be Stanley Cup contenders, right? They had the roster to do it, okay? They got a Hart Trophy candidate on their defense for the first time in franchise history. They got 2 number 1 centers. They got great goaltending. And yet, they are hanging around the middle of the league, and I think they're kind of lucky to be there right now. So I think we got to start asking the question, and I don't want to go dark here, even though we're recording in the dark on a Saturday night. Are the Canucks frauds?
Whoa, Aiden, man, just say something nice, man. Are the Canucks fraud? What's going on here?
You know what? What makes me even more disappointed about tonight was this was going to be the first game I took my girl to, and I am happy that I did not. I'm going to the Sharks game now because I'm pretty sure we're going to win that one.
Yo, you're smart, man. You're smart, man.
Yeah,
that's quality. That's effort, man. I hope your girl's watching this because that's effort. You don't. That's a great note.
Yeah,
straight up. Date night, Saturday night. You go to Rogers Arena, Boston Bruins. Hey, baby, want to go to a game tonight, baby? Okay, sure. Boom, bam. You lose 5-1. You play like that. I'm telling you, it's a quiet drive home. You guys going to bed.
Oh yeah.
Different beds. Okay, you dropping her off home. She ain't coming over. Okay, there's no Uber. There's no late night Uber. I'm going to sleep because A, they lost, and B, that game was boring. They played boring. They're easing me into sleep. Again, just a gutless performance from them, straight up. Like a heartless performance. A lot of things. Lackluster effort, BS effort, and Beggsy, Young Status. I'm hurt, man. Like I said, I got a pimple. I haven't had a pimple in a long time. I'm telling you, it's because I'm choosing hockey over a lot of things right now in life, and rightfully so. Love the Canucks, loyal to the blue and green, loyal to you and you and you and you and you. But Beggsy, ease my heart. Can they fix this? Because 30 games into the season, if you're lacking this much heart, it's concerning. Again, not about the wins and losses right now for me, not so much. But Trevor, I don't know if you have the list in front of them. Name it for the people. Like this is like horrible performance. Number 7 or number 8 for the Vancouver Canucks through 29 games.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all know off the top of our heads, right? I mean, they were lucky to get an OT point in Carolina. You got the Oilers game, you got the Islanders game, you got the Devils game. 4 of the last 5 games on home ice have been absolutely brutal too, right? You know, they lose to Tampa. They're lucky to win against Columbus. Bad effort against the St. Louis Blues. And obviously tonight against the Bruins was brutal. And, that Florida game, unfortunately, it seemed like it could be a turning point for this team. It was exciting. It was one of the best games of the season. But it looked like an outlier now, right?
It was a mirage. Yo, Trevor, it was a mirage. Okay, we've been to mirage many times. Shout out to Guilford. Okay, shout out to Surrey. $1 drinks not too long ago. The economy is somewhere else right now. Speaking of which, these home games, you're losing home games. Again, it was all a mirage. You look at, and Mike made a great point in the Discord. I think we have the smartest people here. Real talk. We're all over the place. We're emotional here. We're Canucks fans, but there's a lot of people who are spending hours watching the game. Okay, join the Discord, link in the bio. Nobody's turning that TV off at 5-1. Okay. Anyways, Mike was saying that even in the Florida Panthers game, and Trevor, the biggest nerd I know, what a geek. Okay, a bit of a freak too. Mike was talking about how even in the Florida game, game by the box score standpoint of view, they only had 19 shots, but also in the data, it's like, they didn't control possession more than the Florida Panthers. And possession isn't everything, but I'm so tired of watching Vancouver Canucks hockey every day where it's clear that we're not the better team. Like this is, I can count on one hand straight up how many times a team was dominant, not even domination, just the better team so far this season. And that is very much the truth. Where would they be without Kevin Lankin? And even tonight, where would they be without Thatcher Demko? It would have been 7-1. It would have been 8-1. And I want to touch on this point. Rick Tocchet, do some coaching. Call a timeout when they scored the 3-0 goal a minute into the second period. I think John Shorthouse had the crazy stat. The Canucks, I'm paraphrasing, but maybe not that far, have allowed like 78,000 goals in the first 5 minutes of periods this season. Real talk, okay? So Tocchet, do some coaching. It's clear that this team's not waking up early in the periods, and it's 3-0. Maybe call a timeout. Heck, when it's 5-0, 41 minutes into the game, maybe pull Demko, right? Pull Demko and put Shelovs in. What's the point of Demko playing those minutes where your team is not trying in front of him? Straight up, that's not good risk management for real. I'm frustrated, but Rick Tocchet, do some coaching, Trevor Beggs.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I said off the top, right? This team has a good forward group on paper. 2 number 1 centers, a Hart Trophy winner on defense, good goaltending. With all that being said, when you put that together, it kind of seems like Talk has got to shoulder quite a bit of blame here, Kyle and Young Static. I mean, look, we saw it in 2023, I believe it was, where you had 3 Jack Adams candidates that are now fired. I'm not saying Talk is about to get fired, but I'm just saying that no seat is safe in the NHL, man. No seat is safe.
Trevor, you're the Grinch, man. I feel bad for your kids this holiday season, man. You're Young Static. Talk about Rick Tocchet. Are we being assholes? Well, what's going on?
No, you're not. I think he needs to be studied by some scientists because what the F is going on? This is stupid. We literally have the best defenseman in the NHL anyone has ever seen, and he's playing with dog crap players.
Oh, man. Dog crap, dude. Honestly, that game felt like eating dog poop. Have you ever accidentally eat dog poop in your life, got it in your fingers? And I'm just saying, okay, you know what? All I'm saying is this, okay? That game was nasty. Quinn Hughes, you want to talk about his defensive pairings? I just told Rick Tocchet to do some coaching. Maybe it's ironic because I'm about to say this. How about do a bit less? How come Höglander is not even just demoted, but barely used after the first 5 minutes of today's game, where I thought, again, he wasn't perfect, but he was hustling. And how come he was so quick to pull the plug on Myers and Hughes when that's been kind of reliable? I mean, I talked about Myers yesterday. I was like, yo, this guy's actually playing pretty simple with Quinn Hughes. He's being effective. I feel as if he ran away from that and panicked in that type of situation way too early in the game, Trevor. The line blender button was just used ASAP, and I didn't like that, especially when it came to the disadvantage at an already depleted D. I mean, taking away Quinn Hughes's other comfort option so far, because he's played a lot of minutes with him, and Quinn Hughes likes comfortability. He likes to know who he's with, right? Taking that away from him ASAP, and then putting Myers on an island, which is never a good idea. Last time I watched Castaway, Tom Hanks didn't survive, or whatever his name is, because he was a giraffe, okay? I'm telling you, those guys cannot survive on islands. They can't even swim. Beggsy, Rick Tocchet, going into the next half of the season, not even with your attitude do I feel as if you need to be a better coach. I think you need to lead this team and raise your voice and blah, blah, blah. I think it's desperately the time for you to start pressing the right buttons, okay? Because I feel like it's not happening right now. I believe in him, but it's got to start now with Rick Tocchet. He has to lead this team.
Well, I think here's a stat that really ties into how Talkett's coaching is stymieing the Canucks right now in a way. The Canucks have one of the lowest expected goals against totals in the NHL. We talked about that before. I still have a hard time believing and watching this defense, but a lot of that is just Quinn Hughes rescuing the Canucks. But the Canucks also have the lowest expected goals for total at even strength in a league that has the Anaheim Ducks, the San Jose Sharks, the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, that is a brutal stat. And again, I know Miller's missed some time. I know Petey's been on and off, but man, oh man, and for this team to be one of the most anemic offensive teams in the NHL is absolutely crazy. And it ties into, again, Talkett's coaching overall. So, I mean, look, I might end off the show on a bit of a positive spin because I do think there is a light at the end of the tunnel for the Vancouver Canucks, but right now it's frustrating. And I think young Stat, give some closing thoughts, man. You know, what is the biggest issue with the Canucks right now, and how do they fix this?
I wish I could tell you guys what the problem was.
God,
I'm struggling with it myself.
You can feel it in your heart, man. Just give us a couple bars to end off your little segment. Again, join the Discord, get on the show. This is all about you, but give us a couple bars about how you're feeling about the Canucks, please, man. Just 2 or 3. It would warm me up. It would make the people laugh. I need it, man. I'm balding. I got a pimple. I'm 31 and a half years old. I need a life, yo. For real.
You know, I'll spin something for you. Just a little something small. Can one of you give me a beat?
Trevor, you know what to do.
Come on, Canucks. You can get a goal. Making us sad, spending all our whole money. Ooh, all the cash. We're going to pull up, and then we're going to get a rash because you're bad. Yeah, you
Whoa!
Whoa!
Nothing more annoying than a rash, man. Yo, a young Mac Miller. A young Mac Miller, man. A young Louis St. Rose.
You know.
Hate it, man. Oh, your girlfriend is this girl in the world, man.
You should see her.
Woo-hoo! Yo, Aiden, go to sleep, man. Good night, baby. Good night.
I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Much love.
Peace.
All right. We'll be back on the other side here on Locked On Canucks. I do want to get into a couple positives, okay? Because I think there again is a light at the end of the tunnel, and one guy we got his highlight today as well. 2 guys got a highlight actually on this episode of Locked On Canucks, and yeah, again, hit us up in the comments with who is to blame for the Canucks' anemic offense right now. I mean, it is a rough time. So, man, oh man, it's getting kind of dark, Kyle. But we still are not at the halfway point of the season. So more on that on the other side. We'll be back after showing at our friends at Gametime and FanDuel. All right, you don't want to buy tickets to the Canucks right now. I repeat, don't buy tickets to the Canucks right now. But I will say, I am going into enemy territory on New Year's Eve. I'm going to the Canucks. I'm going to the Calgary Flames game. My first trip to the Saddle Dome. And you know where I got those tickets? I got them on Gametime, baby. Because there's no other place you should be buying tickets than Gametime, okay? And Gametime, they're focused on togetherness this holiday season. That means when you bring people together at live events, the experience is that much better. And I'm going with my homie from Calgary. Man, oh man, it's going to be a good time. And again, Gametime, get those tickets on Gametime. They got Gametime Picks that makes getting tickets for live events even easier. Gametime Picks filters at the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. So take the guesswork into buying tickets with Gametime. Go down the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime. All right. If you're betting on sports, man, oh man, would it have been smart money to bet against the Canucks tonight or what? Man, oh man. I was just thinking there was a time at one point, it was 5-0 Boston, and the Bruins were minus 10,000 to win the game. Just bet everything you got on the Bruins, man. Come on, go make a few bucks. And if you're doing that, make sure you do so on FanDuel, okay? Right now, if you're a new customer, you can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. And the FanDuel Sportsbook app, they give you everything you need to place live bets on the NHL, NFL, whatever it is, all in one place, okay? So visit FanDuel.com today. Get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com.
One love to FanDuel and just one love to life, man. Okay, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. Trevor Beggs is the second best dad in the world, and Kyle Bhawan doing our thing. Hey, one love to the Burnaby Gardens and Trevor's Porch for giving you the episode that you're watching today and listening to today. Again, take care of your neighbors and see what will happen. Speaking of your neighbors, you and you. Yeah, you could join the show, join the conversation, join the Discord. There's a link there. Boom, bam, and see what happens. Because Young Static again. Like you're talking about a guy that's going to sell out Rogers Arena. Boom, bam. How do you get on the show? He joined the Discord, and speaking of Rogers Arena, my sister was there. And I know she don't listen to the show, and I'm pretty sure she don't listen to the Canucks on the daily, or she doesn't watch the Canucks on the daily. Okay, but she was at the game today, and it was 4-0, and she literally said in the family group chat, "I'm not joking. I just hope the Canucks get over 25 shots." Crazy. No, that says a lot, bro. That says a lot. No, that says but that says a lot. Like that was her first time at the game this season. I don't know. Maybe she's a studious hockey fan. It's not as if me and her are that close. I'm working on that. Okay. Well, I love her to death. It's all good. But hey, I don't think she watches a lot of hockey. But the fact that she was able to sit there and notice that, this team does not do much on offense. It's telling. It's really telling. And Beggsy, it's 29 games this season. It's since last February. You go back to September of that year too, the PDO Kings, right? I'm going negative. I'm getting dark, but that's not the way Tocchet likes to do things. And there's a disconnect between the fans and the way he's doing things, and also just the results in general. So overall, like, how do the Canucks fix this? And do you think it has to go through it being an offense first mentality? Because I kind of don't, but I'm gonna let you take the wheel here.
It's a tough one for me, but I kind of allude to the fact that I think Tocchet's just got to be a bit more hard on these players and just start cutting ice time. I don't know if he needs to, Torts style. Like Torts is notorious for just playing the wheels off of a fourth line guy if a top 6 star is struggling. He's a guy that scratched stars in the past. Now, John Tortorella didn't work in Vancouver, but it has worked in other markets. But when I think about how to fix this team, my head first and foremost goes to Tocchet. But there seems to be more urgency with the players as well. And Tocchet made a comment earlier this week in a scrum about how a lot of it is on the individuals to be ready for a game to start. And Tocchet did take some blame and say, I have to have the guys ready, but it's on the individuals. And to me, I think he's right. But also when a coach says that, it feels like he's running out of answers. And again, for him to run out of answers, and then for a night like this to happen tonight with the Vancouver Canucks, like it does make me kind of concerned if there's something going on in that locker room, right?
Whoa, Trevor, man.
There's speculation, but I mean, like, again, okay, I am going to end the episode on a positive note, but again, it's tough to find answers right now, and I do think it's a mix of Tocchet needing to be harder on the boys, and the boys needing to figure it out themselves in that dressing room because something ain't right now.
Trevor, okay, obviously something's not right, and second to that, I think it's all on Rick Tocchet. Real talk. And that's saying a lot because Pettersson for the 5th straight game was invisible, in my opinion. More on that maybe tomorrow because I'm trying to keep my hair. Okay. Anyways, Rick Tocchet, it's on him because he's the vet. He's the leader. He's the champion. I know he's not playing, but he's in that room with a lot of players that, haven't done much as far as overcoming not just the backlash, but success, because there's a lot that comes with success. And right now, this team is playing, as Alvin alluded to, not humble enough. You know what I'm saying? Which is relative to an inexperienced team when it comes to them winning games, right? You get ahead of yourself. You forget what got you there. And a lot of what gets you there, especially early on in your winning, is the effort. You have to outwork the other team game in and game out. And right now, Rick Tocchet's team is not doing that. They're not waking up for games. They're behind the 8 ball. Because that core players thinks they can get it done another way when it's like, you guys just got here. You guys still have to try harder than any other team that you're facing. So again, Rick Tocchet and how that connects to him, because isn't that the players? No, it's Rick Tocchet having to be a hard ass. Again, he's the champion. He's the one that did it, and he didn't do it by scoring goals and being nice. This guy did it by being one of the biggest dogs in hockey, okay? One of those real mother effers. And right now it's his time to be a mother effort. It's not about him calling out the team to the media, being angry like that, putting on a show on the ice. I mean, once in a while, a timeout would be nice at home ice to just give the fans something, right? Just ream into them because you're Rick Tocchet, and we've seen you do it in the past. But behind closed doors, it's it's a must, in my opinion, for him to wake this team up and just lead these guys and give a bit of that FU attitude, okay? And be that guy to do it. Because again, isn't he the champion? Isn't he the one that's done it? Isn't he the one that's done it in the past? Isn't he the winner right now? I know the players have to get it done, but as far as this journey goes for the Canucks, I just think that it's his turn to really be the captain again. And maybe he was a captain last year. Hey, do it for 2 years before this team gets to the mountaintop. But we need you right now to lead.
Yeah, and again, Quinn Hughes obviously isn't that raw leader. You kind of expect JT Mo to be the guy in that dressing room, but obviously he has just returned to the lineup himself. And I do want to get to a couple comments too before we get out of here. And Seth Elkin in the comments saying, talk it doing the Patrick Waugh, Jack Adams encore. Again, I mentioned before, what was it? It was but Andrew Burnett. Oh God, I'm already forgetting the two other guys, but 3 Jack Adams candidates. Jim Montgomery was one, maybe it was Lindy Ruff. But yeah, 3 guys who were in the Jack Adams conversation who are now fired over a year later. So I mean, yeah, again, Rick Tocchet deserves heat right now for sure. I think a lot of guys deserve heat. Like pretty much everyone sucked tonight, in my opinion, except for maybe I wouldn't say Quinn Hughes sucked. I mean, Corsi fourth him on the ice, 63%. Without Quinn Hughes on the ice, 37%. So the Canucks are just a different team without him on the ice. Obviously, Max Hassan scores his first career goal set up by JT Mo. He now has 5 points in 10 games. And this Höglander, by the way, has 5 points in 29 games this season. And I did see a comment about Höglander being one of the only Canucks that showed up, but he is still on an absolute cold streak right now. And of course, the other guy you got to show is Thatcher Demko. I mean, Thatcher Demko made a number of 5-alarm saves tonight. I mean, in the first period, the Boston Bruins take a 2-0 lead. Neither goal is Demko's fault at all. The Boston Bruins, in terms of high danger chances against the Canucks in the first period, 12-0 at even strength, but yet they only had 1 even strength goal in the first period off of 12 high danger chances. So Thatcher Demko absolutely gave this team to win. And that's one of the most disappointing parts is you got a guy in Thatcher Demko who has missed almost a full year of hockey, and you put a dog crap performance like that in front of him. I mean, just it's terrible stuff. And speaking of dog crap, one last comment to get to hear from me. Callum Sandu saying him and his wife Connie, shout out to Connie and Callum, were at the game tonight. Pure dog crap. And for those who don't know, Callum was
Callum, what do you? Callum went to the Islanders game and he went to tonight's game and he spending this money. First of all, what you doing for work, bro?
He said he got the free tickets tonight. He said he got free tickets.
Oh, free tickets? Hey man, someone must love you. I'm sorry, man, because y'all ain't making love tonight. I know that's a little too personal, my bad, but I'm just saying, once you see a performance like that, you just turned off. You just want to go to sleep. You want to cuddle. Yo, right after the game ended, I hopped on the phone with my girlfriend. I was outside, okay? 420 in one hand, a beer in the other, just looking at the stars, talking to my girlfriend about life, because I needed love. Where am I going with this? Yeah, Trevor, again, I don't know how much time you have. Like, I got to ramble about one more thing, and I just want you to touch on it because I just need your philosophy here, okay? This Vancouver Canucks team is quite obvious, and you touched on the Demko thing, right? He just got back, and the Canucks have played uninspiring hockey, right? Demko is a guy that risked his career. I'm paraphrasing, but I feel like he did, trying to get back into the Oilers series last year, get back into a position where, again, he said it, like, yo, maybe he could have gone against Dallas. He was putting his body through it, right? He's a warrior, doing all that for the Canucks. And the way they played in front of him have been I was about to say effortless, but it kind of is, right? They're lacking effort. They're not doing anything. No drive. It's clear to me that, again, this team is not humble. They're looking ahead. They think they're the ish for real. They're like, okay, these games don't matter. Once we felt what April felt like, and once we felt like May felt like, they're like, oh, we got to save some of this gas. We'll take it seriously when that time rolls around. No, I know that's what they're doing. I feel it. Inexperience. It happens. That's why I'm saying Tocchet right now has to steer the ship. This is not good enough. And I'm pretty positive that through quote-unquote anger, I'm lacking that word that I need here, but through that type of coaching, being a hard ass, straight up being that FU, they can turn this around. Because if he starts doing that, then you start realizing that, again, Quinn Hughes, who's not going to do that, but game in and game out, he's 100%. He's a dog. He leads by example. Then the trickle-down effect, I think, will start. But I guess what I'm trying to say is Quinn Hughes needs a little bit of help right now, okay? And it has to come from Rick Tocchet.
Yeah, and I like how you kind of spun positive there. So, Kyle, let me wrap up with a little positive note myself.
Thank you.
You know, we're emotional after a loss on a Saturday night. It always hurts to lose. It hurts to lose when the Canucks have lost as many bad games on home ice as they have this season. And it especially hurts to lose to the Boston Bruins. I don't care how long it's been since 2011. But, you know, Kyle, you mentioned it. We are 29 games into the season, and there are pieces on this team, right? You know, Quinn Hughes is a great player. I think there are players on this defense who played better last year, specifically Soucy and Myers. So maybe the potential is there for them. And they got a damn good forward group too. So the pieces are in place for the Canucks to turn things around here, okay? This isn't a team that people should completely lose hope on, but they better start doing it soon because, you know, right now, it is a messy time for the Vancouver Canucks. But again, you got a Jack Adams winner. You got a good team. And look, we've seen other good teams in the past struggle at the gates. I'm not going to use the St. Louis Blues example from when they went from worst to first, but even a team like the Edmonton Oilers last season, they fired their coach. Everything looks dreadful there, and they turn it around and go to Game 7. There is a recipe here for the Canucks to turn it around, but they need to find that gear from last season. They need to start shooting the puck more. They need to go to the net more. They need to play like they give a shit. And right now, they're not playing like they give a shit.
Mm-hmm. No, they're not. They're not. They're sleeping, bro. They're sleeping at the start of every period. Again, Shorthouse had one of the stats of the year. That just shows you the DNA that you need to look at to prescribe what this is, right? Like, they're guilty of not giving a shit. They're guilty of not being a humble bunch. They're guilty of not being a hardworking team. That is all just the truth. And Trevor touched on it. I rambled about it. It's about these moments. They're a team. They're a brotherhood. Look how they played when Joshua came back in the lineup. Look at how they played when Demko came back in the lineup. Like, it's just like, what's going on? If you can't get up for those games, especially in front of the home crowd where you've sucked, right? Get your shit together. It has to start. And again, I'm glad we did it, Trevor. 27 minutes, the episode's over, and we didn't ramble on Pettersson. I tried to go in there, but, you know, let's you know, Rick Tocchet, Petey, it's all about Pete. No, it's all about you right now, okay? You lead the ship. Hit the link in the bio. One love to Young Static. Join the Discord. Hop on the show. Boom, bam. Do the math. Hit the like button. It does help us out a lot. Happy holidays. And again, one love to the Burnaby Guardians. One love to Five God for letting me use his laptop for the episode, because my laptop's a little effed up right now. That's love, man. That's looking after your neighbors. That's how we all connected, baby. Real talk. Beggsy, sign us out.
Yeah, shout out to all you for joining here on a pathetic and disappointing night for the Vancouver Canucks. But I do believe there's better days ahead for you and Kyle and myself watching this Vancouver Canucks team. It's got to be better than what it was tonight. So shout out to you for listening, from everyone, from the first-time listeners to the everydayers and everyone in between, wherever you're listening, whenever you're listening. We appreciate the hell out of you for tuning into Locked On Canucks. If you like what we're doing, go subscribe and like this video on YouTube. On the podcast side, go follow us and leave a 5-star review. For now, we got to get out of here. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Kyle Bhawan, and you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
Peace.